Hello everybody, hope you're all doing well. In this video I'm talking about a late penalty that's changed the race result in Barcelona, as well as Antonelli getting a punishment following his DNF. So let's start with Antonelli, and once again this season he looked faster than his teammate George Russell at a track where you'd think Russell would have the advantage. Throughout the Barcelona Grand Prix weekend, Russell looked faster than Antonelli, and he had a good first stint of the race. However, as the Grand Prix went on, Antonelli was clearly faster than Russell. Antonelli closed up on his teammate. The two of them had a good battle before Antonelli got past. Now Antonelli ended up retiring from the Grand Prix because of a reported electrical shutdown, but why was Antonelli so much faster than Russell? Well, one of the reasons could be for his strong performance in Sector 3. Basically at turn 10, he was running wide at the exit of the corner, and he looked like he was using it as a slingshot to go up to turn 12, and then he took a wide line through turn 12, and yeah, Antonelli was just so much faster than Russell through those corners. However, Antonelli was pushing his luck too much with track limits, and following the Grand Prix, Antonelli has received a post-race 5-second time penalty for exceeding track limits on 4 occasions, with the steward's verdict saying the car left the track 4 times during the race without justifiable reason. The stewards acknowledged that the driver did not receive a black and white flag after his 3rd infringement, but rather after his 4th infringement, as one earlier infringement was only detected later in the race. However, based on the current regulations and driving standards guidelines, this does not exempt the driver from complying with the regulations. Now make sure to subscribe so you don't miss my Formula 1 content and are kept up to date with F1 news. I've just reached 52,000 subscribers, and your support and lovely comments are incredible, and it means so much to me. Thank you so much for it. So let's move on to Franco Colapinto, and he's received a costly penalty following a yellow flag infringement. Basically, he crossed the line in P8. However, the Alpine driver was deemed to have not sufficiently slowed when Fernando Alonso pulled off track to retire his Aston Martin between turns 8 and 9 on lap 38 of 66. And while Colapinto did ease off the throttle, it was not enough to satisfy the race director and the stewards. And as a result, Colapinto has been handed a 10-second time penalty following the race, as well as 1 penalty point on his licence, with the steward's verdict saying the stewards determined that, albeit the driver of car 43 slightly reduced speed before entering the single yellow flag zone, did not discernibly reduce speed in the relevant yellow flag sector. The stewards acknowledged that the driver reacted to the yellow flag, but do not consider the reaction to be sufficient to comply with the regulations. Therefore, a penalty on the lower end of the applicable scale of penalties is imposed. Now, this penalty does change the outcome of the Barcelona Grand Prix. As I said, he finished the race in P8. But with that penalty, Colapinto has now been demoted to P10 behind the Racing Bulls duo of Liam Lawson and Arvid Lindblad. But that's going to be the video from me. Thank you ever so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe for more videos, and until the next one, take care. Bye.